What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to VV Vibes, where I love talking all things VV NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. The market has been in an absolute parabolic state. I don't know, I've heard that term used a lot. There's a ton of stuff going on. I'm actually looking right now at, awkwardly enough, the Twilight Mothman. Recently, over the last couple hours or so, he went from all the way down from 39 gems, skyrockets all the way up to 180 gems. So basically we went from having 116 listings all the way down to 46. So someone basically went in, swooped in about 70 of the listings or so, just basically off the floor. So that's pretty crazy right now. I don't think it's at 180 right now. Currently, it's probably at about 150, but that's not the highlight of the story. Just pretty much everything is just flying off the shelves right now. It is definitely a seller's market right now. In my personal opinion, I don't want to say that, in the grand scheme of things, yes, we are very early, but I am a firm believer that a lot of people have kind of communicated with their friends. It's actually kind of hit somewhat mainstream, VV has, and a lot of the whales are pretty much here, and they're here to stay. And they're sweeping the floor on a lot of these NFTs. I really don't think that there is enough people on the platform that just kind of like liquidated enough stuff during 12 days of VV that all of a sudden just everything is just getting bought up. I do think there is a lot of new blood on the platform. People are just sweeping the floors of obviously all of the blue chip NFTs first, because those are probably people are getting recommended by their friends that do have a lot of money on VV or just like a lot of assets and NFTs. So as we're going through here, so Twilight Mothman, like I said before, I mean, this thing just skyrocketed 360%. Like, there is not a lot of things that you can do online that just like that just increases 360% basically within a couple hours. Like, that is pretty ridiculous. Harley Quinns are going up for some reason right now. A lot of the Cryptkins are actually going up in price too. I honestly thought these things were just, again, maybe it's just an edition thing. Like, they are relatively low editions. There's only 6,000 of the uncommons. I haven't really scrolled down to look at some of the other ones, like 9,000 of the common, so Bigfoot. So maybe people are just looking at the editions of these and just basically just sweeping the floor like, hey, 9,000 isn't that many. I can buy 150. My other friend can buy 150, and like before you know it, now we're owning a good portion of just like the overall value. Jim Lee Joker, this one really surprised me. I was contemplating buying. I didn't have enough, but I was considering selling off a handful of NFTs to afford a Jim Lee Joker. I was planning on buying him at around let me actually click on it so we can actually check out the market. Market is being a little bit slow ever since they kind of transferred over to being a premium platform in order for the charts to kind of populate. Could also be my computer, like the internet here as well. But yeah, this guy basically doubled in price in the last 6 hours. I remember I was contemplating buying him, or I was going to have to sell a handful of NFTs when he was at basically like 1.1K. Around 1.1, 1.2. I was like, maybe I should buy him. Like, I mean, he could double by the end of the week. I was not expecting that he was going to double in the next 6 hours. So I remember I literally like went to the gym, did a few other errands, came back, checked my phone, and then before I knew it, he was at 1.8, then 2.2. He retraced back a little bit. I think to like 2K or like 2.1 a little bit. But yeah, like you could just basically see these listings basically completely fall off a cliff. So someone basically went in here. Maybe not. When I say someone, I mean a group of people. It could be one person, but it's unlikely. But it could be one person that just comes in, basically sweeps 50 of these jokers off the floor, and then before you know it, now it's actually pushing 2.3K, which is absolutely crazy. So in my opinion, I think the highlight of what's going on right now is Jim Lee. Another one that really took off was Superman. I don't think this is a kind of surprise to anyone. Like, over the last 3 or 4 days, a lot of content creators have been saying that he is very undervalued. I think I actually need to switch back to all collectibles and then show Superman. Superman's at 6K right now. So last 24 hours, he went up 1.7K. Congratulations to the holders of these NFTs. It's just so strange that, not even strange, but I think everyone knows that these NFTs would do really, really well. Everyone knew what the blue chips were. I think it was just a matter of when. I think everyone was just kind of holding off as long as they could. Like, I know these are great NFTs, but I want to make this play and I want to do this flip play and this and that, and I want to play the drops and try and sell off this low mint and take my time with it. Like, everyone was just kind of biding their time until moves like this are made, and then, I mean, stuff like this happens literally within an hour. Or within a couple days, and then before you know it, your NFTs that you've been hodling onto, or if you haven't paid attention to the app in a couple days, literally your vault just doubles in price, or vice versa. Sometimes you sell things off and you notice the price of that thing that you just sold basically doubles in price. That was me with Ben Riley. Well, I'll be honest, I had two Ben Rileys. I was not expecting it to go all the way up to 800 gems. I think that's where he's at right now. Ben REI. Ben Riley, yeah. So 800 gems right now. Like I said before, I sold him off when he peaked at around 300. So I think I sold him at 285. And I sold him again at like 450. And I'm like, there's no way. This thing is just going to keep running. This thing's already tripled in price since I bought it at 170. There's no way it's just going to keep running. And sure enough, it did. And that's kind of the theme, like I've been saying, with all these DC and Marvel NFTs. They go up, plateau, go up, plateau, go up, plateau. And it's just like, obviously these new buyers that are coming into the VV platform, they're not coming in and just buying random NFTs. They're not buying decon posters or the ghost bears, or obviously they're buying Cryptkins now, but before they just weren't buying Cryptkins. They were just easily targeting all of the blue chip NFTs, sweeping those floors, and then when they couldn't probably afford it anymore and they had a couple grand left, they probably bought some other things in different tiers and stuff like that. So yeah, the market is absolutely going bonkers right now. I'm curious what the biggest losers are, because this is what's really going to show what people are selling off to basically afford some of these blue chip NFTs. If there is a blue chip NFT like Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, like ultra rare, that thing's pumped pretty hard. I think it's just retracing at this point. I think it's just a lot of these NFTs have yet to kind of catch up in their retracement for the most part. So like, again, we have the Ghost Bear, Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. I think that is going to be, I wouldn't say it's a blue chip. I would say it's a lower A tier NFT in my personal opinion. Tricky the Obese Bunny is getting sold off. Ultraman 7 is getting sold off, trying to make room for some of these NFTs. Holiday Groot is actually getting sold off. I'm surprised. I thought people would be really wanting to stack these, but again, there's 30,000 edition of these, which, again, today we say that 30,000 sounds like a lot, but who knows, 6 months from now, when we have literally millions, in the tens of millions of people on the platform, maybe these could get soaked up. This could easily shoot up to $80. Who knows? In the near future, posters are going away. A lot of serial killers are going away. I'm kind of surprised the stamps are still going down for the most part, as well. I do remember mentioning not the rare specifically, but I did say the common and uncommon I do think are undervalued for what they're worth for the most part. Captain Cornstarch, more posters. So you can kind of see a theme. It's like posters, serial killers, and the blue chip, or I should say the higher tier NFTs, are just kind of just retracing a little bit after getting some very, very aggressive pumping action going on, including Storm. I remember Common Storm, those were getting sold for like 29 gems back in the day. People were just dumping all over it because they didn't like the hairstyle, and you know, they kind of, maybe they wanted a different FA or whatever, and there's a lot of editions, almost 17,000. This is the same editions that the new Sue Storm NFT is going to have on Saturday. So I'm curious. I really, based on the way that Storm has played out, Captain America, like Zombie Captain America has played out and all that stuff, I don't think things are going to be selling below Brock's price as often as they were before. It still might happen a little bit, but people are going to figure it out very, very quickly. But who knows, maybe the days of selling NFTs below Brock's price are going to be gone, just because now there's so much, there's so many new people on the platform now just buying these things up, or kind of realizing, hey, if I just stack 100 Storms at 29 gems, if it just doubles in price, I just made a lot of money, right? So more posters, more art, more decon stuff. Definitely seems like people are selling those to make way for the new blue chip NFTs. Now, I do have a couple recommendations. Like I said, I'm always trying to look at the NFTs that people aren't looking at right now. And my number one recommendation, and it's actually gone up a little bit since I've even just brought it up or kind of figured it out over the last few hours, is the Adventure Time NFTs. I think these are already in the process of pumping, like as we speak. Adventure Time, come on, figure it out. Adventure, yeah, I got a backspace here. The Adventure Time NFTs. These are season 1 collectibles. All the season 1, a lot of the season 2 stuff are pumping really hard right now. I'm very surprised that like Marceline isn't going up right now. Less than 2,000 editions, ultra rare for $9.65. Now, again, it kind of goes into question, how popular is Adventure Time really? I think initially it was a show for like kids. It was one of the most successful shows on Cartoon Network. It was mostly kind of targeted towards kids, but I heard it's actually expanded to like adults and people that are into like tabletop gaming and stuff. I do know it's primarily based, or it's kind of a, I haven't really seen the show that much myself, but I knew it's based somewhat off of like D&D and stuff like that, Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, I mean, like Jake the Dog has gone up a little bit, Princess Bubblegum, all these editions are pretty similar, if not lower than some of the DC and Marvel editions for the same rarity, and these are still very, very low price. So it's crazy to think that, I remember just a couple weeks ago, we're talking about which NFTs what are some good NFTs for under $100? Those are very, very few and far between now. Now it's like, what NFTs are below $200? And then maybe in a couple months, which NFTs are below $500, $1,000? So like, it's getting more and more difficult. But if you guys are looking to target some season 1 NFTs that have yet to pump really, really hard, I would take a look at something like Finn Mertens, Jake the Dog, possibly even Marceline. I think that's how you pronounce it. Looks like Lady Rainicorn has gone up quite a bit as well. But let's go ahead and look at some of the price action of Finn Mertens and what's going on, because I don't think he still even reached the levels that he has prior, unless this is an all-time high for him. Yeah, I mean, he has pumped over the last day or so. Yeah, he has pumped, like literally since I thought about talking about him not too long ago. So I was talking about it right about this mark, like 127. Now he's up to 146. This is something that was actually brought up on another stream, or like another content creator. They're saying like Adventure Time is very surprised that Finn Mertens isn't at like 250, 300 right now, just based on the fact that is a season 1 collectible. I believe it was the second series of NFTs that was ever released on Veve, which is also another big deal in and of itself. And of course, they're FAs, low editions, things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to cover today, which is some price action stuff. Let me know what you guys think about me possibly doing some streaming, like once, maybe twice a week, doing some live price action stuff. You guys can kind of like tell me in the chat what items you guys want me to look up, what my kind of like recommendations are on what to invest in, and what we actually think is happening with the price action, because I think because this dip happened earlier in the month, people might be afraid to buy in again. But as you can see, we just have another dip right here. It went from 120 all the way down to 184. So yeah, so people do have their eye on Finn Mertens right now, but I still think it is at a manageable price right now. And this is something I could see just blowing past 200 in the near future. It would not surprise me at all whatsoever. Again, not financial advice. This is strictly just educational and entertainment purposes only, of course. So again, down in the comments below, let me know what you guys think is still undervalued. Ideally, talk about things that aren't being pumped. There's pretty much almost, it seems like every NFT is getting pumped right now. But if you guys do have any recommendations, or if you guys have any NFTs that you think I overlooked, let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys are interested in me occasionally doing a stream, doing some live action, price predictions, or at least like price action updates and things like that, and kind of giving some of my feedback or thoughts on certain NFTs, let me know down in the comments below as well. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care. I'll catch you on the flip side.